Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with a fun vlog for you this week. It was my birthday this week on Wednesday, and you're watching this on Friday. And one thing I wanted was to convince my friend Heather to read the DNF series with me. Now this came up when I first originally saw the series. I messaged her and was like, we need to both read this. And she was like, oh, because Heather does not read bonkers books, but Heather is in my text being like, we need another bonkers vlog, right? So like, I was like, what better way to deliver on a bonkers vlog than to make my friend also read it with me? So we are reading the series called the DNF series. This is by a variety of authors, and it all centers, or is supposed to in some way center around this bookstore called the DNF bookstore. So that comes up in every single one, and it's literally a bookstore to give books second chances when people DNF them. So that's fun. It's cute. I read the first 6 in the series. So I started with Spunky and I ended with Juicy. And then Heather picked up from there. I believe she started at the bottom of the list, which I don't remember what that's called, and ended with Milky. So there's that. I am going to go ahead and warn you now. There's some gross stuff in here. You are about to get me reacting to some things. If something I react to is your thing, that is fantastic. I'm happy for you. I don't need to know. You don't need to tell me in the comments. Thank you. I know that seems like a weird request, but I get comments sometimes in different kink videos where people tell me that that's their thing, and I'm just like, I don't need to know that. It's cool. You do you, baby. You do you, and I'm so happy for you. But don't tell me if any of these things are your thing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Deeply appreciate it. On that note, I am gonna go ahead and throw it to me reading through this series. It was a journey, to say the least. I'm diving into the first book, like today, right now. And that is Spunky, this one. And I need to read you this before I start the book because we're going to be on the lookout for these things. Will I remember this? Maybe, maybe not. The author says a few things you'll find in this book. Mommy kink, book boyfriend come to life, mind control. Female main character controls a male main character. She shaves him. Banana/cum smoothies. Disgusting and questionable use of carrots. And all the cringe. I can't wait. Can't wait. It's going to be a good time. I will be back very soon, I'm sure. So she just cast a spell and said true love's jizz, and these books were written for me because I giggled so hard. Y'all. It was amazing. That was amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. She just woke up to a crash, so I do think her spell casting worked, even though she was convinced it didn't. I'm 37% out. We were already at the mommy kink. She tells him she's gonna shave his balls, and then like, mommy's gonna drink you up. I was just like, ugh, mommy kink is not my fave. But also, he keeps being like, what are you, a witch? And I'm just like, yeah, this has to be very confusing for this poor man. We also had the mind control happen. Basically, if she tells him to calm down or anything like that, or go to sleep, he does it. It happens. So it's very fascinating. She's back at the bookstore, which is called the DNF bookstore, where books people DNF have a second chance at life. Which, by the way, in the beginning of the book, she was like commiserating and being sad about these books getting DNF'd, and I disagree. Some books deserve to be DNF'd, but Spunky does not. Spunky so far is hilarious. So yeah, she's done that. She's told her friend at the bookstore that the spell worked. So it's also been funny. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I'll be right back because I'm not leaving the spot until I'm done with this. I had to set up for this. I don't want to gag on camera if I don't have to. I'm about 80% and I'm almost done. She leaves because she needs her friend to help her figure out how to keep him here because he's like disappearing from the world. And she knows she needs his jizz because True loves jizz. She instructs him to fill a container. When she gets back, she uses a boba straw in said container. And I did almost puke. We were this close. The only reason I did not, 1, I didn't want to clean it up. 2, I just started skimming as quickly as possible to get through that part. Anyways, they've now hand fasted and can get married, so he'll bone her, and I think that'll make him stay in the world. So there's that. Millie, unbothered. Me, borderline about to puke. So there's that. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I'll be right back. I finished Spunky, and let me tell you, that was something. Wow, was that something? So there's that. 3 stars, 2.5. It was not the worst thing I've ever read. It was gross. It was not my fave cup of tea as far as like the kinks in it. Not that the kinks were gross. The like other bits were gross, if that makes sense. So there's that. And then I started Bouncy before I went to bed last night. And I'm going to finish Bouncy up this morning real quick. I can't read these with Grumps around because I know I am reacting, and I cannot react to these around him because I cannot explain these books. So because of that, I took a pause last night. Thank God. I needed it. I needed that pause. I needed that mini break. So yeah, I'm gonna finish Bouncy up, but Bouncy has been a breath of fresh air compared to Spunky, because this is a virgin heroine who works at a gym and has a crush on her boss, who maybe works out harder when he notices her watching, and she's already broken out of her clothes accidentally, and is working on like making her first move on him. So I'm very curious to see where this goes. Also, my hair is a disaster. Listen, I'm about to get in the shower. I'm literally making my coffee and then I'm showering. I gotta drink the coffee first, but yeah, so I'm gonna read more Bouncy while I drink my coffee this morning, because I think I can get through that one with a drink in my hand. Some of these other ones I could not. You couldn't pay me to eat or drink while I read Spunky. So proceed with caution on that one. But yeah, so far Bouncy has been funny. She's learning to release her inner like sexy woman and like want to be with someone. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll be back. Officially the first book I have read with the phrase Haktua in it. So there's that. He Haktuas to make sure she's lubricated enough before taking her again. I'm almost done. I'll be right back. But also, lap update. She joined me. And then Millie obviously has been asleep to my legs this whole time while I drink my coffee, which I've not drank much of. I probably need to work on that. Look at that. That's still pretty full. All right. I'll be right back. Okay. Pea's left me. She's sitting on the rug. Normally, she's up there. But she's sitting on the rug. Millie is snoring, so apologies for any of that. She's doing good. She's just having real good dreams. I finished Bouncy. I'm 2 for 2 on using sperm in ways I didn't need it to be used in these books. I will tell you that. I am 2 for 2. And then also the word booby juice. I was just like, no. But here we are. That was a time. That was an experience. That was a moment, to say the least. We made it. I finished it. Honestly, cringe-wise, this one is still below the first book, Spunky, because again, Spunky was very cringy, whereas Bouncy is like fine, like not fine, like it's cringy, it's just words though, like it didn't have as many like moments as Spunky did, you know. So another 3 stars, I guess. These are doing what they're supposed to do, so like they're all probably gonna be like 3 stars, but what a time. I've officially started Hung, so that's book 3 for me. Thank God. I have 3 more left when I finish this one, so like we're getting there. This is the first one by an author I've read before, so that's interesting. And it follows Alfie, who is in the Fox Family Crime Syndicate, which I've read 2 of the 3 books in. I do need to read that 3rd book at some point. They're very silly, and I enjoyed them because again, they're very silly. If you've been here before and heard me talk about the book where she stalks him badly, that's that series. That's the first book. Going on his first vacation in like 20 years. And like that's not with the family. And he stops at this coffee shop and he just like can't speak right, falls all over himself, is a disaster, and then finally gets her to go on a date with him. So they're on the date now. And so far this has just been cute. Like there's nothing really that cringy about it besides both of their like inability to function without being embarrassing to each other. So like I guess the cringe here is more secondhand embarrassment. But again, after reading the other 2 books, it's kind of not as cringy in a weird way. I'm being like unconditioned to cringe. That's the thing with this. So it's really fascinating what's happening. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm 28% and I'll be back to talk to you about it very soon. Okay, so I just finished Hung, and that was literally just like cringy words more than anything. Also, okay, listen. We're 2 for 2 on 2 things. First of all, no, 3 things. Pegging, shaving, and using vegetables in those activities. Because I don't know if I talked about it in Spunky, but they used a carrot and then had carrot day. That was funny because carrot. But then also, like, the guy would eat the carrot. That was weird. In Hung, we use fruit or vegetables to demonstrate the size of his penis, and to also peg and to warm her up for him, because apparently he's very girthy and Hung. So I guess Girthmaster-esque size girth, because they talked about wine bottles. So if you know, you know. Anyways, I finished it. Another like 3-star. This one was like the least cringy though. Like, it was cringy. I'm not saying it wasn't, but like, so far as we've gone through the list, they've all gotten less cringy. So I find that fascinating. I didn't really expect it. I really didn't expect it. This one has cum crafts in the content warnings. And then the dedication for Gooey says, "For the hoes that love avocado toast, I'm so sorry." So there's that. So yeah, Gooey's next. I'm going to dive into that. We have 17 minutes left on member sprints. It says I'm going to read this in 19. So if I somehow read this that quickly, that'll be amazing. But I doubt it. These have been very quick reads for the amount of pages they have also. But I definitely will finish Gooey tonight. And that leaves me with 2 more to read. Thank God. I'm almost done. I did just eat avocados tonight though. It'll be okay. Yeah, I'm really curious if this one's gonna like take us back up to the top of the cringe. Like, are we gonna have a tie for Spunky? Because that's what I'm really waiting for right now. But yeah, Hung was fine. Summer's writing was just like her other books. So I kind of knew what I was going into, and I knew that it was just gonna be goofy, and that's exactly what it was. So that's a win. Also, I need y'all to stop. Oh my God, that's the other part of Hung we have to talk about. They used olive oil as lube, which I'm not Googling. I'm not gonna Google anything from this, but I don't know that that's safe. Better than spit, but yeah, olive oil. Ugh, gross. Cooking with it's fine, but the idea of like putting it, ugh, no thank you. So yeah, know that with that one. But yeah, this one, alright, let's go read Gooey. I've babbled at you now. I just can't believe how many themes we've had overlapping. I apologize because Millie is out next to me, but I'm hunkered up. I'll lay like back at some point, but for now, at 47% through Gooey, this is just like a weird Jessica Kane novella right now. There's like the cringy is the insta love weirdness. Like, she's 20 and he's 35, I think, or 40. I don't really have an age yet, and they're like talking about how insta lust they are with each other. But yeah, she's basically obsessed with him because he saved her. I don't know. But yeah, like, so far, this one's, like, not even cringy, and I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed. Which is so weird, but yeah, this is interesting. Like, I'm literally almost 50% through it, and it is not that cringy. I didn't love, there was a moment I did not love, though. He found out, like, that she's been on the rig for, like, 2 years, and there's a box of stuff for her in her dad's room, including like slime and her Kindle and other stuff that felt like it's not that slime's like a child hobby, but she is very childlike in giving her hobbies like this that are very childlike, other than she's like, I read romance books too and blah blah blah. I don't know, kind of squicked me out a little bit, but yeah, right now he's massaging her and telling her that he can smell how needy she is, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. I'll be back. We'll see if anything changes. I doubt it. I think, like I said, she said she's gonna ruin avocado toast, and I'm waiting for it. And so far, at 50% almost, we're not there. She just used slime to pick up all of his jizz off of her body and her own. Okay. I jinxed it, because I was like, there's nothing. Nope. Here we are. There was something. Okay. I just finished Gooey. Listen. Is the cum crafting weird? Yes. Is it the worst thing I've read in the 4 of these I've now read? No. No, it's not. These are so inconsistent. And I don't mean that, like, I don't feel like the prompt was properly given to these authors in a weird way. And that's been kind of interesting to see how far they do or don't take it. Because so far, I feel like that's been the biggest thing. This one read like a weird Jessica Kane novella and had some weird stuff with like crafting with their jizz. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit of Creamy tonight because I don't know, I feel like I need to be grossed out. So Scat plays in this book, but it's not True scat play, she says. Talk of defiling an urn. Random aggressive threats with no follow-through. Non-consensual depositing of jizz. Tons of creamy jizz. Tons of jizz. Cringe words and scenes. BDSM gone wrong. Disappearing sex toys. Pet-ish play. Sex acts over 70. Unrealistic butt stuff. Online dating gone wrong. Instant immediate love. Okay, like, fair. None of this is like, oh, we're getting Story, who runs the DNF libraries, story in this. I feel a hair on my face and it's driving me nuts. Anyways, I'm gonna turn the light off. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna read a little bit of this. I'll finish it in the morning and I'll update you with where I'm at. But, and the sliverest of connections to the DNF bookstore is basically, is what's pulling us through, I guess. I showed the word slutty little Pringle puff. So there's that. There's that. This one at least is leaning into the cringe. The other one, he just kept calling her sugar and baby, and I was just like, whatever. I've read cringier things. Is this the 6 books in the series going to break me? By the end, possibly. I'm going to be like, nothing can stun me. But we'll see. All right, I'll be back in just a little bit. Well, I'll be back in the morning. I take that back. I will be back in the morning. So I'm reading Creamy. I have to pause because it says I'm 41%, but I have like an hour left. Number 1. So either the page counts are wrong on every other one I've read, or this one just taking me way longer. It's fine. I've got to get you up to speed because I'm 41% in though. So first of all, Story is our heroine for this one, our female main character. She is the bookstore owner, or the co-owner or whatever. So we met Lyric in book 1, and now we've got Story's book in book 5. She has a kink for bald, hairy, not hairy men. Not hairy men. Because she likes to see her juices on them. Anyways, she's on a dating app. She decides she's gonna hook up with this guy. She gets left handcuffed to a bed. He's a paramedic. No, wait, hold on. There's more. Because he's just gotten her saved from the handcuffs and he quit his job. And, oh, hey, he's obsessed with her already and she's already into him, of course. His name's Fred. Well, Fred Bates is son of world famous Gil Bates. Zillionaire, pet psychic, fraud. Yeah, okay. And then he says, well, good thing they killed him then. So I'm really curious to see where this is going. But yeah, he saved Story. She's had a butt plug inserted improperly, so that's fun. That's fun. This feels like the paramedics on TikTok who are like, don't stick that up your butt. But yeah, so he saved her. And I'm working on it. It's so bad. This one's definitely in the top 3, probably for bad. Because it's just too many cringy words, because that's what she's obsessed with. Like, she 100% is the character with the mouth that like comes up with all the like really bad statements. So there's that. Okay, I want to keep reading. I want to finish this. I will be back. I will come talk to you when I hit like 75%. The second time I almost puked reading one of these. One of the warnings on this is accidental scat. You'll know when you know. Correct. This is very correct. But yeah, the butt plug is in her butt wrong because the guy shoved it too far up. It had like wings on it, like a butterfly. And her and Fred, Story and Fred, are just meant to be, and they have a real big breeding kink. And yeah, he's girth of a can of Coke, and she said her Hulk toy helped get her prepped for him secretly. She didn't know it, but this one was just like this one used the most cringy language overall, and then it just had stuff that like for me is like such a big turnoff. I enjoy breeding kink sometimes. Like I enjoy breeding kink occasionally. Like, sometimes it can be fun, but this leaned into the like super cringy side of it, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, that was something. That was a book I read. Sure was a book I read. 2 stars, maybe 1. Oh man, these all, again, as I continue to read through, the tone of every single one of these is so different, and it's so weird how different they all are. I think I take the cum crafts back now at this point. But yeah, I'm going to read the last one, which is Juicy, and I'm going to do that now so we can finish this vlog up, and then I'll come back to you like normal looking tomorrow. Not normal. No, I'm not normal right now. I'm in pajamas. It's fine. But more together tomorrow, and we'll close this up, and I'll rank them all. And I need to film an intro for this as well, so we'll do all that in the morning. But let's read Juicy. I will come back to you in a bit. I'll give Miss Millie snoozing away. So yeah, I've got Millie snoozing away right here. It feels so wrong reading this next to my sweet baby Angel, but here we are. Yeah, let's wrap this up. It says I have an hour for this one, so I'll be done before midnight and then I'll go climb into bed, because tomorrow I don't know how much reading time I'll get in, but let's knock another one out, I guess. Yay. One last thought on Creamy before I forget. Our female main character's ex left her for her parents in their 70s, and then also like the dog, the family dog. The other thing I wanted to say, I forgot, I realized the epilogue is them and like her when she's 70 and he's 60, and that was weird. I didn't need it. All right, I'm gonna go read Juicy now. I'll be back. We talked about it already when I started Juicy. We've met the men because this is a why choose situation happening, because the dating app pairs her with like 4 guys. So really, really curious to see how that goes. I've already deposited my reading pillow and all that into the living room. I've got my coffee. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read this book. So let's do this. Let's finish this. I've just got to be done. I've got to finish right now, like right now in this moment. That was a time. That was a thing I read. Juicy was not nearly as bad as some of the other ones. Again, cringy phrases more than anything, less grossness. Like, we did not have jizz and food involvement. Surprise, Dick Cage. That was a surprise. There was twins sharing a girl. That was in this. But Juicy was okay. Like, it wasn't terrible. It definitely stands out as like one that, again, didn't match the tone of a lot of the others. But I didn't have a terrible time. It is a why choose situation with a lot of male partners. I think it's 4 or 5 of them. That was a surprise. I didn't expect that. None of these that I've read have been more than 2 people. Yeah. I was like, hold on, is that right? No, it is. So that was fascinating. It felt like a cleanse after Creamy a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because Creamy definitely had some stuff that for me was just a big no thank you. So yeah, Juicy was fine for what it was. And I will be behind my bookshelves in a minute to wrap this up. We'll rank them all. Let's find out how I felt about them, the 6 I read. And then you'll get the info of the 6 Heather read when you watch her video. It was a time. All right, I'll be back in just a few. Okay, we made it. I did it. I read all 6. We pushed the date of the video back one day because I needed another day to read it, because I've never had to read a book series in which I perfectly balance my like food and state of hunger. So that was fascinating to do, because I could not be too full, because I would probably have not had a good time. I also couldn't be too hungry, because then I would not eat. So it was like this weird state where I had to find the spot where I was just like existing and not anything hunger related happening to my body. So yeah, I read all of them. I read all 6. I do not plan to finish the rest of the series out. I don't see a point in it, to be honest. I'll watch Heather's vlog and that's going to be just enough for me. For real though. So yeah, this was fascinating. I do think the ones I thought I would be the most grossed out by, I wasn't. And I enjoyed a few of them more than I ever expected to. So let's quickly rank the 6 I read from best to worst. Took me a minute. I had to go look. I had to look at the books again, think about it. First, S. Hung was not terrible. It was cringy. All of these are cringy. And in a scale of not terrible to terrible, we're talking about from the 6 I read, right? Hung is definitely at the top of the like least terrible options in this series, which is the one that is about the bodyguard for the Fox Family Syndicate in the Summer O'Toole series. This one just had cringy language more than anything. Then we have Bouncy, which is the virgin heroine with her boss at the gym. Again, these both felt very Jessica-y to me. Then we have Juicy, which is the last book I read. That is the Why Choose. It was fine. Again, cringy language, yes, but not, and over the top, yeah, absolutely. It was not dissimilar from a lot of novellas I've read. But then we get to Spunky, which is the first book, one of the co-owners of the bookstore. And this is where she summons the guy with true love's jizz, and we drink jizz. This is also the one my mom read on accident, because I didn't mean to send her a link. I was sending her something else. She downloaded book 1 and read it and then said, why did you think I would like this? And I was like, I didn't. I unsent that text. I don't know why you still got it. Just mother-daughter bonding things when you both read romance books. Then I read Gooey. This is the one where it was like a weird dark romance. She's been like trapped on this rig and he saves her and she makes cum crafts. It was weird. It was weird. It was really weird. And then we have Creamy, which is probably the worst of the 6 that I read, because the butt plug thing was just like horrific. The way in which she would talk about the hero, which was her thing and what she's into, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the way it was in the book was like discomforting, you know? And like, I know it's done on purpose, so like that's a whole other thing, right? But it was uncomfortable. It was gross. It was not a good time. So there's that. And I just could have lived without a sex scene between a 70-year-old and a 60-year-old personally. It's just not my jam. So yeah, that is my thoughts and feelings. Please be sure that y'all go watch Heather's vlog as well for this, because I just think this was such a fun collab idea. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I think making my friend read a thing that they're gonna hate is so much fun when they constantly want these videos from me. I definitely had fun to an extent, as much fun as you can have reading books that make you want to puke occasionally. So if you enjoyed this, let me know the most bonkers book you've read, if you got one. If you've tried this series, did you DNF it? Let me know in the comments. If you don't do any of that, leave me a fruit of your choice, because all of these covers have, well, fruit and vegetables, but we'll go with fruit. Leave me a fruit emoji of your choice, and let me know if I traumatized you. I'll have links to these down below for some reason you're curious, links to Heather's video, as well as links to be my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. And I will catch y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye! Come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we wait.